Howdy folks, it's Asia the Hunting Gear Guy. Today I wanted to go through some safety rules, I guess, for beginners, new gun owners, or even people who are experienced who are just looking to kind of up their safety. If you're not safe, then, mistakes can happen, and that's where people can get hurt, or property can get damaged, or pets can get shot, or TVs can get shot, or any other wild things. So first, we'll just go through Colonel Cooper's 4 rules of gun safety. Number 1, treat all guns as if they're loaded. So that level of care should be the kind of care that you're applying all the time when you're using your firearm. Number 2, don't point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. So that has to do with like muzzle control, making sure we're not aiming at something or someone that we shouldn't. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on the target. So guns feel good when your finger's on the trigger. They're made to be shot. So it is a little bit unnatural to put your finger high up on the frame, but we want to do that. Number 4, be sure of your target and what's behind it and in front of it. So make sure, if you're shooting at a target, make sure that there's nothing close to you that can get up in the way of the muzzle, and make sure that you know what's behind the target as well. So that's why we always want to have like a good backstop, a hill or something like that. Forest isn't really great. Someone could be hiking through the forest, and a deer on a ridge, not a great target either, because if you miss, that bullet's going to go somewhere, and we don't know where it is. So why don't we start with the new firearms owner? So you just got a new firearm. I'm going to use a pistol because it's easier to maneuver and show you guys. But these same rules also fit for a rifle. You crack it open, and there's a couple of like factory things in there that it comes with. They almost all come with like a cable lock. These things suck. The core in them's not that good. They're kind of like awkward to put in and that kind of a thing. I'll show you how to use it because maybe you don't know how, but I just got one that was already opened. So to use the cable lock on our firearm, what we're going to do is remove the magazine on a pistol that's typically right here. Our magazine's empty. Next, we want to make sure our chamber is empty as well. So I'm going to rack it back, and I'm going to press up on the slide lock at the same time to lock it to the rear. And you can see in there that there's nothing inside the chamber. So my magazine well is empty, my chamber's empty, this gun is safe. Next, I'm going to take my cable lock. These things are all the same. You have to open it and you have to pull it open. They're all pretty crappy. Feed it through the port there. And push that cable lock in and turn the key at the same time. These things suck. These are just awful. Okay, so yeah, gun's safe now. I could put a round into the chamber from here, but it would be a pain in the butt. And if the slide were to go forward, it's still just locked down there. These things suck. They suck because they still don't fit very well in a case. They're still like a lot of bulk. You have to have a key. These keys are pretty crappy. I guess the benefit is that if you ever forgot the key, you could just use your cable cutters or something like that to get them open, but not the best way of securing a firearm. And if you end up with getting a couple of firearms, you're going to have a whole bunch of keys you're going to have to guess through every time you want to open up a gun. Now, a better option than that, combo locks. Combo locks are quick to use. You can pop it on the trigger pop it on the trigger guard, and just put it wherever it fits, and then tighten it down. And the idea here is you want it so that it's not moving back and forth and it's covering the trigger. Done. That's all there is to it. And there's no remembering a key. All you need to do is get the combo correct, and it'll just pop off. Easy peasy. If you're looking for something that'll lock the gun inside the case, what I like to use are these little locks. These aren't holding anyone back. They're not stopping anyone. But they'll stop a kid, and they'll, meet the legal definition of the law. There we go. Little TSA lock on there. That'll keep it closed, and it'll keep a kid with no screwdriver or cable cutters from getting in here. Beyond that, you could look at getting a safe. I think a gun safe is the right way to go for most people out there. On sale, you can get them for like $100. It'll be like a 8-gun safe. It'll really only fit like 5 maybe, but that's the way to go. Just those plain metal safes are easy to use, and they'll keep them out of reach for kids and that kind of thing. Next, let's talk about what to do. You're at home, you just brought your gun home, what to do with it. If you're messing around with it, make sure that you have no ammunition in the immediate area. If you're new, that's easy because you probably have like 1 or 2 boxes of ammo. Just put them off to the side. Make sure that they're out of the area when you're messing around with your gun so that they're can't be a possibility of getting ammunition into the gun. Make sure that your magazines are unloaded, make sure that your chamber's unloaded, and you can practice disassembling it for cleaning. Watch a YouTube video and kind of watch along and do it as you watch, and clean it. It's a good way of getting to know the functionality of the gun and what it can do. Now, one thing to note, you may not want to actually use your safety. So some guns don't really have like a manual safety. This Glock 48, for example, has no, like, that's the slide lock, that's the magazine release. There's no safety button on this thing. There's a couple that are built into it, one of which is this trigger here. It's got this little lever here. If you don't pull the lever, it won't fire. You have to pull the lever for that trigger to go back. And there's a couple of other safeties on the inside, which basically means there's no safeties on this Glock. That's okay. This Shadow 2 has an external safety, but you can't use it if the hammer is forward. The hammer has to be back in order for you to use the safety. A lot of guns are actually like this. They're kind of made so that if the gun's empty, you don't need to use the safety. But when you've got it loaded up and ready to fire, that's when you use that manual safety, or that's when you would want to use that manual safety. Your mileage might vary. Some guns differ based on how they operate. Now, practically speaking, one of the first things you're probably going to do as a new firearms owner is want to show your gun to someone else. And that's okay. You know, guns are kind of interesting. A lot of people, if you buy one, maybe your friends and family haven't seen one before or haven't seen that kind of a firearm before. So maybe you need to show it to them. And this is actually a great opportunity because your way of being safe is to show them how to be safe. You show them. So the way I like to do it is, oh yeah, I want to show you this gun. First thing, I'm going to make sure I'm not lasering them with the gun. I'm not going to muzzle them. I'm not going to put the muzzle so it's facing them. And I'm going to show them what I want them to do. And I'll say, I'll show you how it's safe. So first I'm going to, see, I don't muzzle you. I'm going to press this button to drop the magazine. You can see that my magazine's empty. And whoop, you can see that the chamber is empty as well. So I've shown you that the magazine is out and the chamber is empty as well. So this is a safe gun. Now, for this gun specifically, I would put the slide forward because I don't want them to stick their fingers in here and then accidentally like pinch their finger like that. So I'm going to put it forward for them so that they can try it out. I'm going to say, make sure you don't point it at anything. We both know that it's unloaded, but treat it like it's loaded and let them mess around with it. Same thing goes for a bolt action rifle. If I wanted to show someone this rifle, first thing I would do is show them that it's safe. So I'd say, okay, this has a fixed magazine, so there's nothing in the magazine and there's nothing in the chamber. So this is a safe rifle and I can pass it over to the other person to look it over or do whatever. Now, what if you're not going to a range? What if you're going to a field or something like that with some of your buddies and you're just gonna shoot out in the middle of nowhere, maybe at a gravel pit or something like that? First, make sure you've got a good berm, something behind that's going to catch the bullets, that's not going to have anyone hiking or anything like that. Second, bring like a folding table. Bring like a 6-foot folding table if you can. They're like $50 at Walmart or Costco or whatever. And use that to put all the guns on facing downrange. The idea here is to have like a gun area where all the guns are and they're not like in cases or leaning up against stuff or doing things that are wonky, right? So try to keep all your guns in one spot. And then second, if someone's going downrange to set up targets or something like that, no one can be around the guns. One of the easiest things to do is just get everyone to go downrange at the same time. So if you're the responsible one with the guns and you have your buddies out there, be the last person to leave the line and be the first person back to the line. Just make sure that no one like starts messing with them while anyone else is downrange. That should also be like part of the rules that you set out with them at the start. Hey, if anyone's downrange, there's no messing around with the guns. If your buddies are not super responsible, maybe just only have one of them shooting at one time so that you can observe them and make sure that they're not doing anything unsafe. If they're pretty experienced and they have their own guns and that kind of thing, maybe they can have their own little area off to the side, or you can have multiple people shooting at the same time. But just try to manage the chaos, try to manage the possibility that something may go wrong by managing when the action's happening. Now, what about if you're hunting? Well, if you're hunting and you're in an area where there's going to be game animals, you want your gun loaded. This goes for shotguns, this goes for rifles. So my rifle is empty. You can see that there's no magazine in there and there's nothing in the chamber as well. So I'm just going to show you this as if I was hunting. Now, if I'm in a house or in a vehicle or something like that, of course, it's got to stay empty. I'm going to have my bolt forward. My chamber's going to be empty. My magazine, probably in my hand or my pocket or something like that. So my rifle will be empty in those scenarios. Let's kick. I get out of the vehicle. We're about to start hunting. I will pop my magazine in. I will run my bolt. Now, I've got a loaded cartridge in my chamber. Make sure that my muzzle is pointed a safe direction. I'm not pointing at the truck. I'm not pointing at anyone else. I'm going to put my safety on. So this rifle has a tang safety right here. Red is dead. There, the safety is on. But this thing's loaded. This thing's loaded and ready to fire. So I really want to make sure I watch my muzzle control when I'm hunting. I am never going to laze my hunting partners. Lazing means like my muzzle is pointing at them. Never going to do that. I'm always going to make sure if I'm walking, a couple of common carrying methods just to make sure that you're not pointing at them. If I've got someone on my right, I'll just carry it like this. This is a very quick, at the ready style of carry. If I need to do a lot of walking, boy, I'm just gonna throw it over my shoulder and I'm gonna go sling carry just like this. Just a normal sling carry. This is how I'm gonna do a lot of my walking. If I need to take a rest or if I need to just have it more ready, I could cross my hands like this. I can run it over my arm. This works especially well with break action shotguns. There's a couple of other different carrying methods. I could carry it port arms like that. Basically, because I'm right-handed, anything on my left is not ideal, so I'm going to try to have someone on my right. If I'm hunting with a lefty, they stand right there. They aim their gun over that way. Oh, beautiful, right? Because they'll have their gun this way, and I'll have my gun this way. Now, if I'm walking in a line with like 3 or more people, I could just carry it just like low, straight, like this. That's fine. Or again, I can sling it up. And again, I'm not aiming at anyone. If I see game, remember those rules. The one about making sure that you know what's in front of and behind your game animal. I pick this gun up. I lose visibility of some of the stuff that's around me. I got to make sure that there's no dogs, there's no people that are going to be potentially like coming in front of my muzzle, and I got to make sure there's nothing behind. So I'll never shoot a deer that's like on a ridge or something like that, because who knows where that bullet's going if I miss that deer. Now when I get back to the house, I'm going to need to unload the rifle. Right now I have a dummy round in here. So what that means is I'm going to take my magazine out, and as I open this bolt, I'm going to cover this port here with my hand so I can catch the round in my hand. And if it comes out the side, great. If it comes out the bottom, that's fine. I'm going to take that round, again, dummy round. I'm going to take that round and I'm going to put it back in my magazine. I know that my rifle is unloaded because I have, well, this magazine takes 4 rounds. I see 4 rounds in there. Now, if I have a side-by-side or an over-under shotgun, I can carry it broken open like this, just over my arm. This is a very safe way of carrying it. There's not really any way that these rounds are going to go off. Everyone can visually see that my shotgun is open. It can't possibly go off. So it's a very safe way of carrying a shotgun. When you get to the range, make sure that your case is pointing downrange. Make sure no one's downrange as well. So it's an appropriate time. Unlock your case if your case is locked. I like to put an arrow on mine so I know where the muzzle's pointing. And then remove your trigger locks. Lock the slide to the rear. Make sure that there's no ammunition in the gun, and place it down on its side with the action or ejection port facing up. If you're at a competition, there's typically a safe table where you can case and uncase pistols, and that's the only place you can. That's where you'll take your pistol out of the case, check to make sure that it's empty, strike it out, as in dry fire it at the berm, and then holster it. No live ammo in the safe area for most sports. Now, before you go to the range or go out with your friends, make sure you get some eye protection. This stuff's cheap. Just go get a set of cheap eye pro. These are like 10 bucks. If you're going to do a lot of shooting, get anti-fog, because if it's rainy or something like that and you've got them like tied up on your face, they're going to start fogging up on you. So definitely get anti-fog. And just when you're starting out, just get some cheap like disposable earplugs. I got a whole huge box of them, and I just throw them everywhere and keep them around. I wouldn't bother with electronic muffs just off the start, just because they can be a little bit expensive, and some of the cheap ones have like really bad quality audio. So invest in ammo and cheap out on your, well, cheap eye pro and cheap ear pro don't necessarily have to be bad. So there's lots more to learn about safety, but I just wanted to give some really practical examples of how to use safety in different scenarios. Hopefully this helped you learn a little bit more, and hopefully it helps you be safe in your upcoming shooting. Thanks for watching.